There's a lot of division right now in the country.
So much.
So much. And I think, frankly, our enemies are the ones that are benefiting. I think if you're China, if you're Russia, if you're North Korea, if you're, any of these countries, Iran, that hates us, the best thing that we can do for them is to be divided, right? Because it means we're half as strong.
We were just talking about that in the car. We're like,
Yeah.
we kind of said like the U.S. society is like kind of like slowly crumbling in front of everyone's eyes.
Yeah.
And like some people see it and some people don't. Like we're just at an all-time
I have a couple theories on that.
divisive time right now.
Yeah, I have a couple of theories on that. One is we spend 80% of the time arguing about the 20% of the things that we don't agree on, right? Instead of 80% of the time focusing on the 80% of the stuff that we do agree on, right? And like, how do we create prosperity? How do we make life better for people? So I think that's part of it. I think I do believe, and I'm not like a huge conspiracy theorist, but I do believe that our enemies abroad are using our social channels to divide us.
I think that's the only logical answer, right?
It's
is
huge.
that like foreign entities must have some sort of influence over our media.
Listen, the TikTok thing, it's very controversial, but the sophistication in AI to try to use our preferences, everything that we do against us, it's real. I mean, I'm telling you, that part, it's not conspiracy theory, right? It's marketing. Right? If you think about it, it's not even like, and marketing is about influence, right? Like if you can predict what somebody wants to buy, this is a local brand, a local barbershop that came up with this God is good concept, right? Like if you can predict what people want to buy, you can put it in front of them, right? And then they'll buy it, right? So they're making the choice, but you're serving them based on a ton of different data points that they're looking at, right? Because of what you've looked at before, because of what you're doing. So it's extremely sophisticated, and they think that our weakness is that they can feed us information and we're just going to buy it. Right. And frankly, that's what we've been doing. So we've got to kind of toughen up a little bit. We've got to kind of get smarter.
But why do you think that would relate to like certain, political things or things that are like issues in the world? What would that relate to? Like as far as the division on social media and how the algorithms work? And you think it's like, because like, how do you make some division of like some negative topic, right, sell someone something?
Well, I think, I don't know the sort of intricacies of how the technology works specifically, but I do know that, like, I mean, if you think about, for example, just products, right? Like you're talking about, or you search something and then all of a sudden for 14 days, that thing that you search for, you're getting different sort of, on Instagram, you get it all the time.
Not even search, like say out loud to your friend and your phone.
Or like let's say, for example, you see some tennies that you like or whatever, a shirt that you like, and it's it's a collared shirt or whatever. For the next 2 weeks, you get collared shirt from different manufacturers that are that are feeding you that stuff, and maybe you like one and you buy it, right? So it's not that complicated, but it's based on your own clicking, right? What you click on.
Well, I know that's definitely happened. I was just talking about, because I thought you were trying to relate it to the division that we all have.
Yes. So the way I would relate it to that is, there's a variety of issues that are divisive.
Yeah.
Right. Culture issues, for example. These cultural issues are extremely divisive, right? People are very fired up about them. But
the social issues.
Social issues. But do they help people find a job? Do they make America better or worse? Right. Like, I'm not saying that they're inappropriate to talk about, but do they have to be everything that we talk about? Do they dominate every single conversation? Right. And I think if you're an enemy of the country and you're trying to divide us, you're going to constantly feed those kinds of issues that are divisive.
I see what you're saying.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We were saying one of the hottest topics, and you don't got to speak too much on it if you don't want to, but we're even like the transgender topic. It's like, I thought it represents like 1% of maybe the population.
That's a great
somehow
example.
It's like
it's
85% of
the
example. Conversation,
that's
right? Like everything you see is like, we're debating about that. We're talking about it. We're talking about it right now.
That's a perfect example. And I think there's got to be an easier way to solve that issue without it becoming so divisive, right? Like in competitions, it's pretty clear that someone who is a man or
we were just talking about
shouldn't
this,
necessarily be competing against women, right? That's
sports things to me. It's just so obvious.
That should be pretty simple,
crazy.
Right? Or like, for example, not teaching kids sexuality at a very young age, right? Like, or letting the parents like do that. Those are pretty basic things. That it's the same thing as the defund police, right? Like this never used to be controversial. And now all of a sudden it's controversial. It makes no sense.
Yeah, that's
scary, bro.
I don't get it. Because it's like we talk about the kids thing. It's like someone already so impressionable of anything. Like
said, I'm a parent. I have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. I don't want anybody talking to my kid about, like, in school about sexuality.
Is that like happening now?
I presume it's happening at some level, which is why this is all being discussed. But I never thought it was such a huge problem until it became part of the everyday conversation, right? And it's like, and then it seems like the media will cherry pick, oh, there's a school here or a school there. And it makes, like you said, like an isolated incident look like it's a huge issue.